Hey guys, so what I have for you guys today is actually Armored Warfare. I'm allowed to make one video for this test, so here we go. I'm going to show you guys 3 different tanks. This is going to be the first one, the LAV 9050. It is a premium tier 3 tank destroyer, and so far it is one of my favorite premium vehicles I have been in. It's fast, it's agile, the gun is really accurate. There's also a really cool effect that when you fire the gun, the turret jerks because of a 90mm basically being rigged to a 11-ton piece of machinery. It's also a wheeled vehicle, oddly enough, and there's different mechanics for wheeled and tracked vehicles. Now the next thing I'm going to show is this thing, the Abbot. There's a lot of talk and concern about artillery. Well, guess what? They're doing it right, and I'm enjoying playing artillery. You guys know me. I don't play artillery. I have 0 artillery on my account in World of Tanks, and I don't even call artillery strikes in War Thunder. But this thing is... it's fun to play. It's actually fun to play artillery. And on top of that, it's balanced. And you're going to see that in the upcoming video. Now, the last tank that I'm going to be showing you guys is going to be something really, really interesting. Because it also happens to be my favorite tank from World of Tanks. I'm also not going to go over all the dossier and stuff because some of us been disabled for this alpha test because they want to test a lot of different vehicles. They want us to focus on testing the vehicles themselves and not how our crews and things change them. Now this is the Leopard 1. And if you've ever platooned with me, you know this is my favorite tank in existence. When it came out on a different game, I spent a week and ground up and got it. And as you guys can see, it's bone stock. I still haven't upgraded anything on it. And just as a note, I'm having fun with it. I've only played about 5 battles on it, but oh my god, it plays like a Leopard, but it also plays like a main battle tank, and you're going to see what I mean. So, that's about all I'm really going to do here in the garage. Now, I'm going to show you a couple other things. I've already bought another artillery. I actually enjoy playing it. It's the precision artillery. There's 2 different types. There's precision and there's tactical. This is also the Scorpion. Another tank. It's a tier 2 tank, and it's basically a derp tank. This is the first premium main battle tank they've let us get our hands on. Think of this as an armored, slower Leopard. It's exactly what it is, and I've actually only played about 3 games in it, and I already know that if I had to buy a main battle tank as a premium, I'd buy this thing in a heartbeat. It is that much fun. The last premium tank they've given us is this thing. It's a wheeled tank destroyer, but it's fast, it's agile, and it fires really quickly. You can definitely feel the difference in playing a tank destroyer and playing a main battle tank and playing a light tank. So, knowing that you can feel the difference in these different vehicles, let's move on and see some actual gameplay. So we're going to start that in, a few seconds here. You guys ready for this?
Driver, crank it.
Affirmative.
Gunner, scan for target.
So,
Affirmative.
LAV 15090.
Driver, move out.
Now, you can tell the difference in the graphics because my solid-state drive is currently full. I've ordered a new one that'll be here in a couple weeks that'll let me record more and let me put Armored Warfare on the solid state. But because it's not, I've had to tone down the graphics for recording. The graphics themselves are awesome and amazing, and when I'm not recording, I can actually turn them to high and play the game at 60 frames. There is a little bit of optimization, but remember, this is alpha. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is still alpha testing, and I'm already hooked on this game. I love this. I really hope it goes as far as esports, because if it does, then Armored Warfare will definitely be a contender for the tank game for esports, period. Now I'm sitting here and I'm zooming in and I'm looking out, and the different classes of tanks have different functions. You can see these AFVs in front of us moving up to scout. They have really good camo ratings, and you guys just saw that. I got that hit. You see the sniper bonuses because I fully zoomed on a TD, and you also saw the turret jerk. That's one effect that I love. They are doing some really cool, interesting effects with different tanks. This tank in particular, every time you fire, the turret snaps from the recoil of that gun hitting this tiny vehicle. And I went and did some reading, and that's actually a real-life effect. That's not a game bug. That's a real-life effect they've incorporated into the game. Now, you also notice this thing is fast. I mean, zippity fast. It's like playing, the closest thing I can amount it to is a Hellcat, but it's not a Hellcat. It's actually a lot more fun than that. So, here we have, I'm looking down the range, and I'm trying to find these targets I'm hoping that my friends can spot something for me here that I can kind of tag and knock out. And I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm making sure that I got this lane covered, because this is one of the main fighting areas on this map. And sure enough, it goes over. The RNG is just enough that your shots may not always go where they're pointed, but the next shot, right into him, and that extra damage from the sniper, totally worth it. Now, you guys also know me. I'm a very, very aggressive player, and you're going to see a lot of my aggressive nature come out later in this match. I don't like camping very much unless I have to, and that guy just smacked. Everyone has a sixth sense, by the way. They know they're spotted. If they're choosing not to move, that's their fault, which, in this case, this guy didn't move to cover, which resulted in me tagging him up. You can also see that since these are modern tanks, the battlefields are bigger, and the rounds fly a lot faster. The rounds have different characteristics. My Sabo round has the fastest flight time and the highest penetration, but my Heat round does more damage, even though it flies slower and has less penetration. And my high explosive round is actually useful for very lightly armored tanks, such as the tank I'm in right now. The high explosive round is actually really, really good for it. And there's that dreaded thing called Artie. And an LAV-150. Now the standard LAV-150 has a 20mm auto cannon, which doesn't seem like much, but that thing can really tear you up if you let him get on you. And here I am, and I'm not spotted, and hello, Mr. Patton. How are you? I thought he was pulling forward, so I fired in front of him. Yeah, didn't quite work out for me. Now look at the agility. No, this is physics that I have never seen in a tank game. Look at this. You can actually pull some pretty wicked maneuvers. It actually had my tank at almost 100-degree angle. I mean, literally about to flip over, and still managed to get it stable enough on a rock behind it, so I was sitting with a rock here and stabilized and firing. The physics in this game are amazing. They need some tweaks with the CryEngine, and that's understandable. This is alpha, but seriously, you guys see this, right? They've definitely improved the aim times. They've improved a lot of the things since the last test, and they've listened to their player base immensely. A lot of my suggestions from the last test have been taken seriously and have already been implemented into the game, and they're also doing a lot of hot fixing on their internal server, so that the next test will already have changes from this alpha ready to go. So we may be seeing alpha after alpha until closed beta starts, just back to back if they keep getting the testing. And there's something else. I got warned that artillery is incoming. Now I'm so close to the artillery, I didn't have time to move. But you do get a warning. Look at this. If I'd stopped moving, I would have been toast, or I would have at least taken a good hit. Now that Artie round, you notice, didn't devastate my tank, even though I have very little armor. It just broke some modules and did about 200 points of damage. That's what you can expect from Artie. You can expect a broken module or two, and probably in the neighborhood of getting hit by a main battle tank or a tank destroyer of equal tier. That's been my experience with the artillery so far. Now, there are some tweaks that need to be done. I won't mention what those are specifically, but they do still need to tweak. And hello, Mr. Patton. I love you, but somebody else wants to kill you. Now you're about to see me go super aggressive mode. Because I'm going after that already. He done hit me, and I am a pissed off southern girl, and that shit don't fly.
Ammo up.
And hello, Mr. Patton. One of the tweaks they need to do is with the auto aim. However, I'm going to get my turret snap back around. He's done. There's the next guy. And no, you don't. Remember those really high velocity rounds? There's one of them. Now, that is the end of the match. Now, something that they do need to tweak is how long it takes from the time that victory registers to the time that it actually starts loading in. The load times are actually fairly quick. I think the longest load time I've had is maybe 33 seconds. And that's only because I actually had a crash, had to reload, and then had to load in again. But look, I mean, that's not bad. I'm not going to really take a lot of time to show off stats or to show off these other features, because they've really limited what we can see right now, because they want us to really focus on testing the tanks. So for now, I'm actually going to skip over to the next video here very shortly and give you guys a taste of that. So let's get on with the next video, which is going to be the Abbot.
Driver,
now, I
crank
know
it.
you guys have your reservations about
Gunner,
artillery,
scan for target.
and I totally
Affirmative.
understand these reservations,
Loader, ready
and
up.
I am
Up.
all for
Driver,
your
move out.
reservations. However, I can absolutely assure you 100% that they are listening to us on artillery, and they are listening to us well. And that, knowing that, should give you some faith in these guys. So, let's see what the Abbot has. Now, I'm driving around the desert, and I kind of get set up. I add that person as a friend because Hoorah and I have been going back and forth quite a bit. First off, look at the view. This is the view that you get for artillery. That mod that all you guys really like from a certain other tank game, yeah, they straight up incorporated it as your stock artillery view. I gotta say, I approve. The other thing about the Abbot is it's a 3-round clip loader. Now all you guys are like, auto-loading RD? How can this be fair and balanced? Well, I'm about to show you. I assure you that you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see what artillery really can do in this game. And I gotta say, they're doing it right. Hands down. Now, if I were to shot there, just to, you know, blow up some old Erics and see if I could get these guys to panic a little bit. And here we go. I believe this is where my first real shot's going to come. This guy's going to come right out and...
Direct hit.
Pow. 131. To a Leopard. To a very unarmored main battle tank. Not a lot of damage. And as you guys can see, I don't have a very high arc, so it's not like I can shoot over these crates. I'm having to really hunt for a shot here, or possibly consider relocating. The other thing, if you're looking at the mini-map right now, you're going to see a ping. You see that ping at A9? That is an enemy artillery. I can't sit still. I have to keep moving, or I'm going to get counter batteries. As a matter of fact, if you fire 3 shots without moving, you automatically appear as spotty.
Up.
So there is no clicker. There is no person sitting over with a piece of pizza in one hand and a mouse in the other and just going, durr. That doesn't happen. It can't happen. You'll get countered and we'll all laugh at you. Also, counter battery is pretty intuitive with this game, as you can sit there and fairly regularly counter artillery. Now, you won't kill enemy artillery with one hit, but you can at least force them to relocate and therefore get them off the team for a moment. Now, look for a shot on the Leopard. I don't have it. I'm looking for a shot, and I go, ooh. Let it rain. Oh, is he going to give it to me? Nope. Fire. And see, he's dodging. He's getting his artillery warning, and he's moving out of the way. If an artillery shell is going to land within so many meters of you, see, he dodged that one too. Even though it hit the house, he automatically moved away from where it was aimed. So when I fire the release, I think it's 10, 11 meters, which is absolutely appropriate. You get told an artillery shell is targeted. Not where it's actually going to land, or if it's even going to land on you, just that a player has aimed it within 10 meters of your tank. So this poor guy, I'm sorry, you're in an AFV and you're not moving. That's not a good idea. And as you guys can see, I haven't done a heck of a lot of damage. Now here's where my damage comes in. Because this 62 is in the open, and he's going to ignore the warnings.
Flash on.
Still not a lot of damage. I'm equal tier to him in an artillery piece, and I'm not just absolutely crippling him when I shoot him. But see, he's ignoring the warning, and I'm just going to plaster him a couple
Flash
times.
on.
And that's my clip. Now I got 20 seconds before I can do anything. And you guys saw, I did the equivalent damage of him getting hit by an M60 Patton. You cannot honestly tell me that is not a fair, balanced system right now. Now, some RD and some of the AP shells need some tweaking, but this Abbot, this is working exactly as intended from what I can tell. But since that guy was ignoring the artillery warnings, he's just getting wailed on. And if you're looking at your minimap, I've slowly crept up from like I to G because I keep moving. I don't want the enemy already to go, ooh, counter battery. And there's that Abbot. Hey, Abbot! Fire!
Enemy destroyed.
Boom! I've actually enjoyed playing this tank quite a lot. I actually used it to grind the credits to buy the Leopard 1. So, knowing that, you guys should kind of know how I feel about Army now. I actually kind of enjoy, not only do I enjoy playing it as a system, it's fairly balanced. Hey, Abbot! I barely missed it. So I increased the lead, fire, and...
Direct hit.
Boom! There's the hit. And then he just gets plastered by the team. I'm reloading. There's one more enemy tank. I'm scrolling over to shoot at him, but the game's already over. So that's going to be the end of the Abbot here. And again, I'm not pausing really to show you guys the stats of the matches right now because I want to make sure I have time for all the other video stuff I want to do. So what you're going to see real quick is you're going to see the loading screen, and then we're probably going to jump right into the Leopard. I can tell you I did 800 points of damage and some change for this match, and I got the kill against the enemy Abbot. So, and if you guys get the movie reference I made, then I hope you laugh at it. But yeah, pretty good match. Not a great match. I'm not really going to stay here on the statistics for too long. I'm just going to show you guys how the statistics work. Reputation is basically experience. I didn't get very much experience, but eh. Now, Leopard 1. And everybody's...
Driver, crank it.
A lot of people so far have been absolutely
Gunner, scan for
wonderful
target.
during this test.
Affirmative.
We've had a couple bad eggs,
ready up.
and Obsidian has handled those bad eggs
Driver,
wonderfully.
move out.
And if you have a moderator program and a community program, please let me know. I will sign up in a heartbeat. I am enjoying this quite a bit. Now, I tell somebody how to fix something that's kind of happening right now because when you first load into a couple matches, you can't type. But you just alt-tab and alt-tab back in, and it's fixed perfectly fine. I'm sure Obsidian knows about this and is working on it. Again, this is alpha footage. I cannot stress this enough to you guys. This is the very start of the game. This is alpha, 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 alpha. I don't know how many times I can say that. But anyway. Yeah, H turns the headlights on and off, which is a really cool, like, trick. See, headlights. I'm not sure how that affects your camouflage or your spotting range, or if it does at all, and it's just an aesthetic. I hope it's something that actually will affect our camouflage and our spotting range in the future. And I'm going to play this like a Leopard. I'm going to sit up back here, and boom, and you guys saw it. I snapped that too far to the right. I hit just his track, and that's it.
Hostile tank, marked.
I look down here, look up here, and the reason the frame rate's kind of down is because, again, I don't have the full room on my SSD right now to record these videos, so I'm having to turn down the graphics and deal with a slightly lower frame rate. But it's not a game-crippling effect. And hello, Patton, how are you? The L7 gun works just like the L7 gun was intended to. Goes right where you point it. Just a little off. And this thing really does act like a Leopard. I mean, it's not the super fast Leopard I'm used to, but it's faster than any other main battle tank I've been in so far. And I can officially say, with only 5 matches under my belt, I'm enjoying this tank. Like, hands down, I know that I'm going to enjoy this main battle tank. I can't wait to get my hands on a Leopard 2 and show you guys some footage of the Leopard 2. I honestly cannot wait for that opportunity. I may take a recording from this test, because the Leopard 2 is in this test, and show you guys the Leopard 2 if I get it before the end of this test, but I won't be able to show it until the next test. Now, bang, there's my spotted warning. I start to move, I'm getting out of here, and I think I'm okay behind this rock, and I'm really not. Excuse me, I'm going to eat a couple rounds, but I'm going to deliver one back So in exchange for 2 main battle tank rounds, I've delivered 2 in return. Not bad. Also, the Leopard's rate of fire seems kind of really does compensate for its lack of armor, and they've increased the hit points since the last test, and now this feels like a really balanced tier 4 main battle tank. And I can say that unabridged and without any notion that this is anything but an MBT. And there's the target designator. I really actually like that feature as well because it gives AFVs the power to be really instrumental in the battlefield. Now I got spotted again and I got shot. And I'm wondering what I got shot by. I think I got shot by the Op 40 at the time, but I realize now that there are actually 2 Pattons down here with me. And I'm trying to get this Scorpion to spot for us because as a main battle tank, I actually have the worst view range. The Scorpion and the light tank down there has significantly better view range than I do. Now that says pass through. I hit his track, I damaged his track, I didn't do anything to his actual tank, so the round kept going through him, and sad to say, I just didn't hurt him. Remember how I said the thing's a derp gun? Derp gun. Scorpion got derped by a Scorpion. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out... Now the Leopard's other advantage is that it has a really long view range for a main battle tank. It can see further... I can definitely see way past where those 62As can. And he pulled forward just in time to avoid being hit. But his commander, that's another thing. Everyone has eagle eye. They can scroll over your tank and see damaged modules. And I can see 2 of his crew members are knocked out. And I know the Scorpion only has 3 crew. And one of them was his commander, so I know the Scorpion really couldn't spot me. Now I'm going to get really aggressive. My team up north is clearly winning their battle, and I can move in. And hello, Patton. And this is when I realized, oh, there's 2 of you. Well, I'll hit you too. Now, there are different phases of module damage. Yellow means damaged. Red means rendered inoperable. And black means completely destroyed. A completely destroyed module, such as the ammo rack, will do significantly large amounts of damage to the tank, as will the fuel tank. Destroyed fuel tank will catch you on fire. Damaged fuel tank increases your chance of fire. Destroyed engine, you can't move at all. You know, the basic things here. But basically, you have 3 levels of module damage that are indicated, from what I can tell after playing. And you really want to inflict the, I completely destroyed a piece of your gear on them. Now, I do make a mistake here. I vastly underestimate the Leopard's ability to get gun depression, and I'm gonna pay for it. I get spotted, I ignore it, and ow. And so my turret is jammed. So I blow my repair kit to fix my turret, because one of the big things about the Leopard is the agility of the turret, and I know that if that turret is damaged, I'm gonna have other issues, and I don't really want to risk them rushing me with my turret jammed. Now we look out, and oh my god. This feels so much like a Leopard. Through the top armor. That little bitty sliver right through the top of the turret. I absolutely adore this tank already. It really does feel like my Leo 1. I wasn't such a big fan of the Patton, but that's because the Patton relied more on armor and just brute force. But, I mean, I'm loving this tank. I gotta say. This feels like a main battle tank. And good night, Irene. So, that's going to be the end of the gameplay footage. We're going to go back to the garage for a bit, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some various things going on in the garage for Armored Warfare. And I hope that this has shown you guys some really cool stuff about the game. If it hasn't, then I'm sorry. If it has, then wonderful. But let's get back into the garage, and let's have a look around here. So, again, Leopard 1, this is my baby. I love this tank. It's bone stock right now, and I already love it. That's right, stock tanks are still very, very good in this game. They function exactly like they're supposed to. So, I'm going to start winding this video up. If you guys have liked what you see, please like the video. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I post daily. Most of the stuff is World of Tanks right now. I'm going to be adding some MechWarrior Online stuff, and every time they give me an opportunity, you guys are going to see Armored Warfare stuff. If you want to help the channel grow, share. Remember, I do lottery drawings at a certain number of subscribers, so as soon as we hit a certain number, I'm going to share. If you want to support the channel, click on an ad at the beginning or end of the video. There'll be one coming up as soon as the video ends. In addition to this, there's a patronage page you guys can go to that can support Fiaura directly and support what she does for you guys, which will be me, basically. Again, I really love my LAV 150-90. I love the gameplay style of the tank destroyers in this game. You're fast, you're mobile, you hit hard, you don't have a lot of armor in any tank destroyer I've seen so far, and you can't camp. You have to set up to shoot, but if you camp, you're not taking advantage of what it means to be a tank destroyer. And part of that advantage is what you guys saw with me jetting out with the LAV 50-90 and going at somebody as fast as I could, because that's just what it's designed for. It's designed for peeking and poking, and your really quick aim time really reflects this. Again, and you guys saw with the Abbot, the arty in this game is headed in the right direction. This is how artillery, in my opinion, should play in any game that features artillery. Period. End of story. They do need to do some tweaking with the high explosive shell mechanics. They need to do some tweaking with the heat round mechanics. There is no premium ammunition, by the way. Heat rounds are not premium ammunition. They're just another tool in your arsenal. But other than that, I really like what's going on here. I gotta say that. This is going to be me officially signing out for now. Motorcycle, go figure. So anyway, this is going to be me signing out. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And this is Fiaura the Tank Girl, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay.